If you're at the gym and you see that Jezebel, then you need to run, son. Like literally just hop on the treadmill, start sprinting it out, because your body is going to tell your mind that you're fleeing from temptation. Hey, yo, what's poppin'? My name is Mickler, and I'm a single dad on the journey of discovering what it means to be a kingdom man. And today's topic of discussion is how to deal with temptation at the gym. And number one, it may be obvious, it may not be obvious, but you need to quit watching porn, bro. You need to do no-fap or semen retention, because the association that you have with women is causing you to be tempted when you're at the gym. I was speaking to a friend of mine, roommate of mine, and he was asking me, he was like, Mickler, how'd you stop masturbating? Because I feel I need to masturbate and get that manly energy out of me, so then when I go to places, I'm not tempted. But when I go and I do Uber and I'm picking up these girls, beautiful women from UCLA or Pepperdine, after I'm like, wow, she was so beautiful. And I'm like, yeah, what do you end up doing? He's like, I go and rub one out. Bro. And I had to point out to him, don't you see that's a catch-22? You're thinking that you need to release and beat your meat in order to not be tempted or fall into those thoughts when you encounter these women in the wildlife, right? As Uber or in the gym. But your brain is now associating those images with these women and telling your body that, wow, I need to release at this moment. So if you take, for example, you are sitting down watching on the screen these, movies. You know what I'm talking about, bro. Then you're finding the perfect one. You're seeing these girls in some skimpy outfits, and then they end up taking them off, and then they get smashed by some other guy, right? Then while you're watching all of this, all these images, these videos, you're beating and you're rubbing it out. Then what happens is you go out, whether it's the grocery store or the gym, for example, and now you're seeing these similar looking women, skimpy outfits, and maybe they are not even trying to seduce you. They're not porn stars or anything, but you are reminded of those images that you saw on the screen. So when you see these women, now you are correlating that woman with that thing that you just watched the other night. And now it's telling your body, oh man, I need to ejaculate, because the association that you had is this woman that looks a certain way, and now my body's response is to ejaculate. So it's this cycle of going back and forth where you need to now break that. And the only way is you need to quit watching the porn. You need to do something like no-fap or semen retention in order to help you do this. I'll post more videos on what no-fap is, what semen retention is, but for now, just quit the porn and stop touching yourself, bro. The next step up is redemption. So you are redeeming what was once an object and having it become a human being, a living person. So because you have been no-fapping, you are now retaining that life force, that energy within inside you, because now you're not spilling it out and you have, your body now is inkling to procreate in a sense. So because you don't have that outlet anymore of the screen, you now need to do it in the real world, in a sense of, I'm not saying go smash out on these girls or anything, but what I'm saying is now you're going to use that energy to actually approach these women. Yeah, bro, you see that cutie at the gym, you need to approach her, all right? And I know you're probably like, oh my gosh, it's going to be weird. It's going to be awkward at first, but you need to get into the habit of just speaking to them, because it can be stupid. Like, hey, how's your day? Or your typical, oh, you come here often. Actually, don't say that one. That's probably the most stupid. But just talk to these girls. Like the other day, uh, I was deadlifting and the girl was doing her legs on, the corner or whatever, but she was using a bench to sit down and rest. And I was like, yo, I want a bench to sit down and rest. So I literally walked up to the bench and I was like, hey, can I use the bench too to rest? And she was like, yeah, of course, take a seat. So I sat down with her and then she was like, hey, I think she actually asked if I came here that often. That's interesting. But me and her, we started going back and forth, talking about, the gym and the workout and things like that. And I even found out what her job is and all that good stuff and her aspirations. And just from just approaching her and having a conversation. But yes, she was a beautiful girl. And why I encourage you to do the same is now you are changing the association and redeeming what was once an object or an image in your head to a human, a woman that is an actual person. So now instead of lusting after this woman, you're just developing a relationship and a connection with her. So it almost sounds counterintuitive, but if you think about it, when you don't approach this girl, what are you thinking about? Her half naked, right? Or you doing something and smashing with her. And what's even worse is because you don't have this relationship with her, that's the only place where you can have this kind of dominance or this thing over her is in your mind, right? Because you're lusting after her. And if you don't approach her, then you're just gonna go home and beat yourself up because you're like, dang, in regret, I should have talked to her. And then you're gonna go beat your meat, because you're so sad and upset, and you're just like, I need to release somehow, okay? So this is again why the first point of just quitting porn in general and no fapping and practicing semen retention is important and crucial as your first step so that you can do the second step effectively, which is redeem the relationships that you have with women, where you are no longer looking at them as an object, but as a person that you are just developing a healthy relationship with. And yeah, you might be in the friend zone with some of these girls, but it's okay. It's a part of the process. And lastly, there are going to be some women with Jezebelic tendencies. And you know what I'm talking about, bro. You go to the gym and you can just tell that what they are thriving off of is the attention of all the other guys at the gym. In the gym or at the gym. But you know what I'm talking about. There's very specific women that it's not innocent anymore, or they're just kind of just doing their own thing. They are literally thriving off of the attention that they're getting. So with these women, I literally would encourage you to just look the opposite way. Okay, so if they're here, you are just doing your own thing, looking at, the ceiling fans at the gym or your watch or your phone, because these ones are the ones that are trying to suck you in to lust after them and then get you on that cycle again that you've been trying to break all this time. So just use discernment, ask the Lord to kind of be with you when you are at the gym, be more conscious of him, and be open to those women that are, one, approachable, so you're redeeming the relationship, and then two, avoid certain ones that are trying to reel you in. And I am confident to differentiate between the two. But again, the first step is to quit the porn, no fap, semen retention, because otherwise your discernment is going to be off because you're just going to want to go after all of them. So for me personally, watching porn and masturbating and choking the chicken was a common occurrence because of certain things like that when I would get triggered by women that I would see and feeling sad that I wouldn't be able to get these women. So I'm just sharing this from a place of, hey, I've had some breakthrough in the few past months where I've been pure, I've been clean in this area, and I wanted to share this lesson with you while it was still fresh, and hopefully give you the grace to overcome as well. And I would love to chat with you, so send me a message on Instagram at MickHolistic so we can go back and forth. Tell me your struggles. I would love to see if I can help you out and just hear your story. Like, let's connect, bro. And if you want to see more videos similar to this, subscribe to the channel and then check out this other video, okay? Either here or here, yeah, something like that on this side. And until the next one, peace. I'm out.